Hi Legalists, welcome. I'm Christy Taylor. Today we're going to pick up where we left from our last video, which is over here on this chart on delusion number 6, and we dealt with delusion and civil procedure and the birthing of a case before court. So let's roll the die and see from 6, where are we going to land today? Five. Okay, so back on our chart here, we're going to add 5. Okay, so we are on 11, which is entertainment. We are now going to throw the dice again and see where we're going to land on this bookshelf, which, as you can see, is numbered. Number 1. So that's over here. Number 1. Okay, and I've got 6 books on each section, so let's see which book we're going to get. Number 6. Okay, normally when we get a number 6, it means we have to throw again. So, but I think because I do have 6 books, let's go up to the 6th book. So, 6. Administrative law. Alright, so today's topic is going to be about entertainment and administrative law. So this sounds a bit challenging, but I think it'll be quite fun to see what we can discover today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play some music now, and I'll be taking notes, which you'll be able to see. I will, however, put in a comment in the comment section. If you would like to skip this part, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, you can just relax and enjoy the music. So, entertainment and administrative law, quite an interesting combination. I had no idea how I was going to look at the two and somehow bring them together, or even not bring them together. And actually, I have. So, the first point that I noticed about the two is that when we look at the chart, which is what I showed at the beginning of this video, it encapsulates I call it the chart of life, and everything we go through within this life. And it's characterized by a block and 72 blocks within that block, right? And in a way, we're restricted to that, but that is our experience every single day throughout our entire life. We're moving through these different feelings, these different experiences, right? And that we call the play or the game of life, which is, in essence, if we recognize ourselves as spiritual beings, it's a form of entertainment, right? So life is play, and this is the spirit of life. It's the chart of life, right? And how I was able to connect it with administrative law, because administrative law deals with the way that state authority administers its decisions and regulates a country and its people. It's a very broad sphere of law that actually pervades an entire legal system, right? Because ultimately everything has to be enacted, right, by an executive authority. And there's different people that play a role in that, different organs, okay? And then, of course, you have your state subjects. The point is, no matter where you may find yourself, whichever country in the world, you are bound, like you are just on the chart of life, right? You are bound by the rules and regulations of that state, which are not just a thumbsuck, okay? They are decided by the state and they are regulated and controlled by the state. So I could say that the chart and administrative law, they reflect the same thing, okay? The one is spiritual, more metaphysical, the one is legal, okay? But that's what administrative law is. Now, when I looked at the second point, right? The second point is that what is the definition of entertainment? Well, when you entertain something, entertaining it means maybe you're listening to what somebody has to say, you're entertaining what information they're giving you. It means you're accepting it, right? To entertain means to accept, and to accept means to surrender. Now, when we look at the characteristic of administrative law, it's a public branch of law. Okay, so we're not dealing with relationships between legal subjects like just normal everyday people, your neighbor, whoever it is, your boss, your colleague. We're talking about a relationship between yourself and the state. So in law, we call that a vertical relationship. and it's a very top-down relationship. You have the state who is in a position of power, in a position of authority, and then you have yourself as the subordinate. They set the rules, you have to follow. Those rules are there to keep law and order, right? But because it's a top-down relationship, it's typically unequal. Okay, so when we have an unequal relationship, it's open to abuse, right? Which is why we have administrative law. And that's what brings me to the third point, which is why are we even talking about administrative law? Why is that even a subject? Well, we need to make sure that administrative law is affected justly and reasonably and fairly, right? Because often it affects the rights of individuals. So, for example, let's take a woman and she's living in a township, and she applied 10 years ago for low-cost housing. And let's say the director of housing, he finally gives her the go-ahead. Yes, you've been accepted. A week before she's about to move in, he tells her, no, sorry, somebody else has taken your position. So that doesn't seem very fair, right? And we have someone in a position of authority who's made a decision, and state authority, okay, exercising public power, okay, who has made a decision that negatively affects her rights. Now, it seems unfair. She wasn't given reasons, and so it also seems unreasonable. She doesn't know why somebody else was allocated that position, okay? And for that, we talk about taking administrative action. So that's why we deal with administrative law. But basically, just to sum everything up, between the two characteristics, we can see that in both there's a playing field, right, and a relationship we have to surrender. In the case of administrative law, you have to surrender to the state, okay? If you want to be a normal citizen, okay, just enjoying your life, you can't just go and kill your neighbor, right? Otherwise you're going to go to jail, and then, well, that doesn't sound like a very fun life, right? On the more spiritual side, sometimes we complain about what body we're given, how we look, our family, right? But those are things that, for reasons beyond us, we don't know. That's just why we ended up in a certain body and with certain family members. And as part of this play, as part of this life, you just have to accept what has been given to you and do your best with that, and just surrender to it and enjoy your life. And because that's what it's about, right? We're all here to enjoy life and have fun, because that is the spirit of life, ultimately. Whether it's spiritually or in law, it's all just a play. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will definitely see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.